Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video day, and today we're going to be talking about a rumor for the Houston Rockets, and it comes from the source itself. As former Rockets guard, played with the Rockets, signed with the Rockets in December of 2018. I think, 2018, and then played with the Rockets the rest of that year, 2018-19 season. I think, he re-signed. Yeah, he had to. Did he re-sign, or he signed a multi-year deal? Yeah, he re-signed with the Rockets for the 2019-20 season. Did really well with the Rockets, and from December to April of the 2018-19 season, averaged 8.7 points per game. Shot the ball well, was very productive off the bench for the Rockets. 2019-20, not that better, little bit of an improvement. Averaged 8.8 points per game, while the assist went way down. Assist went down from 2.3 to 2.3 to 1.7, but it was our backup point guard. Did a really solid. And then left us for the Knicks, where he didn't do that great with the Knicks. He averaged 7.3 points with the Knicks, but then I think the Knicks released him or traded him somewhere, and then I think the Knicks traded him to OKC, and then OKC released him, and then he signed with Denver. He's played with Denver 2021, averaged 8.7 points per game, and then played with Denver again in 21-22, averaged 6 points per game, and then this season with the Timberwolves, with not a lot of minutes, averaged 5 points per game. But Austin Rivers, who this interests me a lot because not only with James Harden most likely coming back, I could see the Rockets bringing back Austin Rivers, because the Rockets, they want to bring in veteran guys in free agency. With all the young guys on this team, Austin Rivers is a veteran. He's 30 years old, almost 31. He was drafted in 2012. He's a veteran compared to these other young guys. He's an old veteran compared to these young guys. I mean, realistically, he's not an old veteran. He's 30 years old. He's basically just gotten into the category of vet, NBA vet. But compared to this Rockets team, who feels like it's all 19 to 21-year-olds or 22-year-olds, he would be a very huge veteran on the team, even with James Harden most likely coming back to the Rockets. But today, Austin Rivers did a Twitter Q&A or whatever, and fans were asking questions. He responded to a lot of them. I think it took me, I had to go down a little bit to find the one that was very interesting that we're going to be talking about. And someone asked him, first question, we're going to get to this and showing it on the screen. A Twitter username Frank Lucas asks Austin, "What are your thoughts on Jalen Green and Ime Udoka?" And Austin replies, I like both, period, great for his developing. Okay, that's not like, well, I think that's not an ultimate reason to say he's going to come back to the Rockets. But then it's this one. When, I'm going to give it, Brent something on Twitter says, "Would you play for the Rockets again? ? And Austin replies to, "Why not? ! Two question marks. Now, I just think, I personally think, why? Austin had the choice to not reply to that and make it a little spicy. And I think Austin and James, I'm not going to say they got along on the court, because we have no idea what their relationship was like, but I feel like they had some good chemistry on the court. We don't know what happened off the court. We don't know what their relationship was like, which is actually kind of questionable with James, because in Houston there was some bad relationships that he had, but they had some good chemistry on the court. And I kind of thinking to myself, does that make Austin, with potentially wanting to come back to Houston? I think he actually kind of liked it here. I think he kind of saw, all right, Russ and James might be asking out. I don't think I'm going to stay here. That's probably one of the biggest reasons he left. He probably knew what was about to happen. And I could see with Austin, maybe wanting, with what he did in Minnesota in 22 and 23, the 22-23 season, he was a mentor to some of their young guys, their young guards. And that Minnesota has some young guards, but not as young as Houston does. And he could be a really good mentor, and not only be a good mentor to these young guys, those young guards like Ty Washington, Josh Christopher, even Jalen Green, maybe even the Rockets. I'm not going to say the Rockets should draft a guard with the 20th overall pick, but possibly the Rockets do draft another guard. That's another guard for the Rockets, for Austin Rivers to mentor and for those young guards to learn from. And then not only that, if James Harden is back in Houston, I'm not going to say Austin Rivers is going to play a lot for the Rockets. He did last season average with the Timberwolves 19.5 minutes per game, which is not bad, but it's not great compared to some of his years in Houston. In Houston, he averaged 28.5. In 18-19, he averaged 28.5 minutes per game. And then 19-20 with the Rockets averaged 23.5. And then all the way going back to his best year in the NBA, where he averaged 15 points per game with the Clippers in 17-18, averaged 33 minutes per game. So, I think Austin, he's not going to get, I think his minutes will actually probably go down from 19, but you get him on the court a little bit with James Harden. They had some good chemistry, going back to, in Houston when they played together. I thought they played well together on the court, and I think it'd be a decent signing. It's not going to be expensive. It's a 1 year, $3 million type of contract. The Rockets get to add in a nice veteran for the bottom of the bench to be a good mentor to some of these young guards, and also to play a little bit with James Harden if Harden is indeed coming back. I think Austin Rivers would be a good signing for the Rockets, even if James doesn't come back, which I think everybody kind of knows Harden is going to probably return to the Rockets at this point. And you get Rivers on the court with James. You have him be a mentor to the young guards. I think it's a solid signing. It's a cheap signing, and I don't know if it happens, but if the Rockets, some people in the Rockets organization see that, they know, okay, this guy might be interested, and they know if they're going to bring in James, those guys, both of those guys right there, Rivers and James, had some good moments on the court together in Houston, as a backcourt duo, which I'm not saying Rivers is going to be a starter, but to get a couple minutes with Harden would be good. And then also to know that, looking to add in some mentors this offseason, I think the Rockets, if someone in the organization could, get intel about, what Austin said in both of his tweets, not only about Jalen Green's development and Ime Udoka, liking both of them, and then saying why not to signing with the Rockets again. I think if you go over the stuff I've talked about him and Harden playing together and doing pretty well actually with each other, and to me it felt like they had some good on court chemistry, not a lot but a little. You view that, and you view that he'd be a really good mentor and for these young guards to look up to. And I think it'd be a good signing for the Rockets. It's going to be a cheap signing. It's not going to be an expensive signing. We'll see if the Rockets maybe go after him. I think it'd be a really good move. It would. It's not going to affect the Rockets with wins because, maybe if Austin is that good of a mentor, who knows? I think honestly, I think Austin could be a hell of a mentor to these young guys. I really do. And I would love to, have him come back to the Rockets. And we'll see what happens. But that's the video. If you guys enjoy them and thoughts, peace out. Go Rockets.